So let's go for a run. I was out earlier today around noon. It was a nice chilly winter day here in Edmonton, Alberta. The temperature was right around 0 Celsius, which is on the chilly side for November, I guess, but it's pretty standard for the rest of the winter. That would be a pretty nice day. So I decided that I want to do a bit of a series of videos. I call them Let's Play with Running, Let's Run with Me, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's basically, I got this new camera. I got a GoPro Hero6, and it's got some built-in stabilization. And every time I've tried to run with a camera before, it's just shaky, vomit-inducing shaky. I don't know. It's nuts. So what I decided, I tried it out some running with this new camera, and I thought I'd take it out on the trails, and I've done that a couple times, and the results are just, well, for running, it's awesome. It's amazing what you can get with this camera. It's not really an endorsement, I guess. It's just, it is what it is. I've been running for about 10 years now. In fact, next month will be the 10-year anniversary of me taking up running officially. I used to run when I was in university a little bit. You know, I'd go out with my roommate and we'd do like laps around the gym or something like that, but never anything too serious. I'd never signed up for a real race. I'd never done much more than maybe a 10K here and there. But about 10 years ago, I decided to get serious. And now I'm not saying that I'm, wicked awesome here. I'm not one of these hardcore finish the Boston Marathon in 2 hours kind of guys. But I get stuff done. It's fitness for me. It's getting out on the trails, and that's the best part, I think, is getting out on the trails and exploring the city. So this is me out and running on one of my standard 5K routes. I was on vacation about a week ago. Decided I needed to ramp up the running. I kind of had a lax summer. Last fall, November 2016, I did the New York Marathon, and after that I just sort of said, hey, I'm going to take some time off. And it's been a year. I've not really pushed myself too much in that year. Taken some time to kick back and put my feet up and do some other activities. I got into some hiking this summer. Done some other outdoor pursuits, but the running has really taken a back burner. So this video series is really me saying, okay, I want to try and do maybe one a week, maybe one a month. I don't know what I'm going to get to, but at least probably one a month for sure. Just to try and take my camera out into the trails, onto the streets, wherever I happen to be running. Maybe a race. I know I got a race in January. I got a race in February. Those might make for some interesting runs, and do about a 10-minute video here and there of me out on the trails and doing that. So, of course, it's really not going to work for me to talk while I'm running. So this is all this after run narration that I'm going to be doing, but me kind of describing where it is. So this is me kind of leaving, I would say, nearby my house, a couple kilometers from where I live, and there's a nice little asphalt trail that drops down into our river valley. Edmonton's got an amazing river valley. It's kilometers and kilometers, probably 30 kilometers at least. I'm just estimating 30 kilometers of uninterrupted river valley. You can get from one end of the city to the other end, all through various kinds of trails. Some of it's asphalt, some of it's more urban, but you never have to cut through anybody's property. You never have to go through anything that isn't, really some natural park area. There's a little bit of single track that, about maybe 50 meters away from this, just a little bit down the hill is a nice asphalt path, but up in the hills there's a single track trail through here. Excuse me. There is definitely some bike tracks in here when I was running, and in fact I did encounter a biker. You'll probably see him coming up here pretty soon. These guys get those big fat tires, and they get into the trails and really hardcore, and it's amazing, the scenery and the technical difficulty of some of this stuff. Going down among the trees, this in the fall is just gorgeous when the leaves drop. It's just oranges and reds and just spectacular. But right now in the winter, when it's kind of in that heart of the winter, to run through this, it's a little bit slippery, but I had some good grippy shoes on, and there was enough tread, enough traction just from the previous people who'd been through. Up and down, a little bit of climbing. As you can see, this is probably about as technical as this trail gets. It's hard to tell from the video, of course, but this is probably about a 10% grade here. Just me hoofing it up the hill. A little bit more wobbly, obviously, because I'm trying to keep my balance. But yeah, I think you'll see the biker. Oh, there he is. Yeah, the biker. So this part of the trail is probably about 1 kilometer long. It goes from the asphalt part where I descend into the city, or into the river valley, and then back up into the city area proper, into one of the neighborhoods, and you'll see that coming up here pretty soon. We go down and do this as a group sometimes, but I really like doing this solo because it's just so serene, so peaceful down there. It's amazing that you think just 100 meters away is a city, and the other direction is a major river. But the other, if you go up the hill just a little bit, and you'll see as I pop around the corner here in about a minute, you'll come up into a major neighborhood with like $1 million homes, and just really you're right back into civilization. But as you're running through these trails, it's just spectacular how you can get lost, I guess, in amongst the trails. I am a little worried sometimes as I go through here. I've seen numerous animals, including coyotes, and in fact we saw a moose down there once. But most of the time, if you're noisy enough, or you just get that you cough once in a while just to clear your throat, those animals disperse. So you see, I'm back up in the suburb again. That trees there on the right side of the screen, that's back kind of reversing along the trail. I was down in those trees, probably about 50 meters, 100 meters down in those trees was where I was running that single track. So all these people along this street live along this beautiful long drive, and they can just duck down into there. More and more back into civilization again. Oh yeah, these sidewalks are just killer. They for some reason, the city about 20 years ago was into this building recessed driveways on the sidewalk. What they do now is they kind of curve everything down, so everything is a bit of a ramp. But back then it was like these squared off sidewalks with these dips for driveways, which is brilliant if you've got a driveway. It is terrible if you're a runner. I mean, you're always going up and down and tripping, and in the winter, especially when there's a little bit of ice or snow, these are just hazardous. If you remember back to about minute 2 of this video, this is me coming full circle. That's if I was to go off this trail right beside this green sign here, down on the right, that's back down into my loop into the river valley. So we've essentially gone full circle, and this loop is a bit of a figure 8. Yeah, just kind of looking as we go along. There isn't many people out. I mean, it was minus 20 just a day ago. Yesterday, in fact, it was minus 20 Celsius out. So a lot of people, I think, are still a little shy about being out in this weather. But it was a beautiful day. It went up to 0 degrees Celsius, and just spectacular out there. Those trails were nice and crisp, nice and quiet too. The sun was just a little bit of haze in the sky, but other than that, it was just a nice day for a run. And you see, I'm coming back over this little tiny bridge. This is a water overflow pond down about 1 kilometer from my house, and just run across that little bridge. Some nice bench buried in the snow there. This snow's been on the ground for maybe 2 weeks now, and it's looking like it's going to stick. Sometimes late November it melts again and we don't get a good stick until mid-December, but I'm thinking, looking at the forecast, this is going to stick. But, thanks for joining me today, and See you next time.